Good morning, everybody. It is January 20th, and here's my plan of attack to trade ES futures options, or SPX 0 DTE options. And so yeah, let's go ahead and break this down. Kind of interesting spot we're at. So if we look at big picture, actually before I go into big picture, let's take a look at any crazy news. So we have FOMC talking throughout the day. Okay, so be aware of that as the FOMC folks are talking. Since they are talking, you might want to go more at the money versus drama free, but that's more of your preference. So let's go ahead and take a look at this big picture. And right here I do have my 90-day, that's supposed to be 90, 90-day volume profile. You can see how we're down below this point of control now, right? We spiked up. I honestly was looking for price to go higher, but you see this little node right here, rejected it, and now we are below it. So the question is, do we rally up and test it and then fail? Or do we just keep on moving lower to down here to this little node? At the moment, we are currently sitting on an HVA for a more micro view, and I'll show it here in a moment. But big picture right now, I'm kind of thinking short based off of how we're below this level. So if I'm thinking short, I have a hard time wanting to go play the bullish scenario today, simply because there's a lot of overhead resistance, and I'll show you what those are. All right, so as of right now, this is, if you don't know what you're looking at, I have my monthly volume profile, my weekly, and my daily right here. And here's all the volume that has occurred since the futures opened last night. You can see point of control is right at 39.23. So price was oscillating, spiked up, not a whole lot of volume was transacted at this price level, so we got the flush back lower, and we broke point of control, tested it, failed, flush back down, tested it one more time, and failed. So all that being said, basically 39.23 is a little bit of the line in the sand if you want to play the upside. So this is just for the day, and not a whole lot of volume has occurred over the day, so this can obviously switch. I'm just acknowledging this level, and it's something worth paying attention to. So let's take a look at these larger time frames. So as of right now, we're at the monthly point of control on the ES. All right, so if we're here, we're either going to go down to this one, and also lines up with last month's point of control, or we're going to go back up to this little node and change it. Obviously, you don't know. Just levels worth acknowledging. Now I'm going to move this back a little bit, and here's the weekly volume profile right here. And what I want to show you right here is you see for the week since Monday, or Tuesday actually, point of control is above us. We have a few little nodes along the way, and right now, this is the node we're stalling at. So this weekly, I'll call it a high volume area, is lining up perfectly with this monthly volume area. So like, cool, Cody, what does all that mean? So are we going to go to the upside? Or are we going to go to the downside from this area? And it could go either way. That's the thing. It's a focal point. It's an inflection point. Like, what's going to happen? And I'll explain to you why I'm thinking more bearishly at the moment. So on the larger time frames, most of the squeeze rotations are starting to move lower. You see the candles are mainly all red while we're at this inflection point. And we're below today's point of control. And then we have this weekly high volume area as well. So I can zoom in here. Bam. So you kind of see we're just chopping around in this HVA. All right, now that's just big picture volume profile status. All right, now let's pull up the other quick hits chart. Okay. So the reason I'm not really liking the bullish scenario at this moment is simply because here's the daily 21 EMA. Here is the daily 5 EMA and the daily 8 EMA. So all the moving averages are right here. And then there's a snow line right above us. Not to say we can't push through the moving averages. That very well may happen. But it's not the high probability trade, right? I don't want to go long into resistance. And then right here, where it's pink and orange, this is the peak of the 90-day point of control. Granted, that's a big move into there. That's a lot of points, right? Some money can be made off of that. But I don't want to go long into resistance. Even if big picture is going long into resistance, little picture, I personally don't like to do that. That's not my thing. I like the short idea simply because that's the direction everything seems to be going big picture. So I'll just go ahead and go along with the big picture trend for the day. And now if the short scenario doesn't play out, then I just won't take the trade today. So we do have a 30-minute squeeze. It's kind of messy. It was bullish. It was short. Was short again earlier. Now it's starting to rotate. The question is, which way would it go? We don't know. I do like the idea of price, kind of similar to what happened yesterday. Rallying up into the daily 21 EMA, which is at 39.30. So right up here. And that will line up pretty close to that HVA to the upside of it. If it rallies up to this level, the daily EMA, then we start to get arrows. Even if it's above VWAP, I would entertain the idea of going short. But if you want to be more conservative, I do think if it did rally up into here, let it flush lower, potentially bounce here, boom, right back into VWAP, then you sell into VWAP, taking it back down. Another thought is if price does rally up here into the daily 5 EMA, the hourly 50 EMA, all this resistance up here, or even if it got up to here, that would be even another good short side. If we're up here to this pinkish line is the point of control for the 90-day volume profile, and here's the hourly 3rd ATR. So if it did spike up into there, you start to get sell signals. That'd be a good spot to look for at least a reversion to take some cash as well. So I'm leaning short for those reasons. If a bullish scenario, like I really don't have a bullish play I want to play. It could go up, pull back, and then want to play into this. I personally don't like it because I think if the selling is going to continue and it hits it hard, it's going to flush hard. In my opinion, could be completely wrong, but that's how I'm looking at it. So just a quick recap. I like the idea of it moving lower from here, letting it rally up into the 30 and 20-minute EMA. You get sell signals or VWAP, boom, arrows, and then bam, take it lower. Or if it was to pop up a little bit into this larger resistance, start to get dots and arrows, I will probably sell into that as well. Probably go drama free on that version, but you do have to acknowledge that FOMC members are talking today and maybe take it lower from there. But that's kind of it. I don't like the idea of going long into these moving averages in this volume profile, though it may, but if it does, it doesn't mean you have to partake in it. But that is my thoughts for today. And just remember 39, we'll call it 39.25. If you get above that, and if you want to play it to the upside, that's some levels worth acknowledging. But that's all I have for you. Be careful out there today. Don't lose your bum on a Friday, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Take care.